Yo, Lil
Love is
Love is
Love is certainty.
confusing.
pain. It's warm.
Emotional.
Me, can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the soap, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you.
Take me a while. Love.
It means
Shit. Okay. To love. What love means.
Well, I feel like depending on what stage you're in right now, your answer for what love is going to be different.
Would do anything to have it, to experience it, to be with it.
And there's a reason why you love. Like, there's maternal love and people who think they love something, but unconditional love is that love that, like, no matter you can shoot me in my face, I'll still love you kind of. Yeah.
it's being there for someone, being supportive. Just, I think personally, being consistent with somebody overall.
No, like, because love isn't just romantic. There's also platonic love and like family love, loving things. I feel like when it comes to people, loving somebody or a group of people is just to want the best for them and not expecting anything in return.
I think love is a reason to live. Like, what else are you living for?
Money.
Because you love money. Like, the only reason you're living is for love.
You can just want the best for them and then just be happy for them. You want them to be happy. You want make sure they're okay. You care about them. But in a relationship, that has to be returned, or else it's one-sided. If you're talking about a romantic relationship or like a friendship, because then there's also like the love of a child, and the child doesn't have to give anything back to you. Like, that's, you love a child, you will give for your child, and you will provide and care for him or her.
Whatever you're doing is because you love that. You love your job. Or if you don't love your job, it's because you do it because you love your family. You're always doing it for love.
so you can be. Yet I waited
To be loved is
your sea.
the other end.
They're there for you. They care about you, what you're going through. They want to be there for you, no matter what's going on in your life.
Somebody has, I guess, found a way to make us have an impact on you.
To be loved sometimes is very suffocating.
Just as I said that love is caring for somebody and just genuinely wanting the best for them, to be loved is when someone genuinely cares for you, wants the best for you, doesn't want you to change who you are, unless it's for the better. Like, everyone changes, but they don't want to like force you to change so that you're like, basically just different, so that it's for their liking. They would only want you to change in a way that would help you or benefit you. So everything is like, they just want you to be like the best person you can be.
And like, should be unselfish. It's selfish.
Because I do believe personally that we live life more of a selfish way. So I do believe when you love somebody, you actually care for that person. Actually, like, that person found a way to like find a special place in your heart, and you always think about that person. Like, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're going, no matter what you're eating, you thinking about that person. You think about maybe they hungry, maybe they tired. You're always caring for that person. You're always thinking about somebody else's emotions, somebody else's like personal feelings. Usually we don't do that. We usually do things just to benefit our personal feelings. If we're trying to give it to the homeless, we don't necessarily love the homeless. We necessarily love the feeling it gives us. It gives that euphoria of, oh, I did something great. I'm good. And if you want to go back to religion, it's, yo, I'm doing something for God. You know what I'm trying to say? So honestly, I feel like doing like loving somebody. And if you said you love me, that means you actually care about me and how I feel on a regular basis, on a minute-to-minute basis.
For example, let's say like a group of people always look for you and they always talk to you. I guess you can say you're loved that way. Like they keep talking like, oh, Tasia, hey, what's up? Hi, how are you? Every day.
That's what it is to receive love. And to be around someone where you feel like you can just be yourself. That's receiving love.
Then once you feel that love, then you know.
Just want you to know that if I could, I swear I'd go back, make everything out better. Ooh.
What was the question again?
It would definitely be unconditional.
Without self-love, you can't love anyone else correctly, or you can't receive love. Or, I mean, you can. I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, if you don't fully love yourself, then you could never love anyone else. But
Just like any type of like love with someone else that's reciprocated. Because it's just a connection.
It would definitely be unconditional.
When I go, I don't
Why do you find unconditional love to be the most important?
Selfless, and it shows that certain people who show you unconditional love, they'll sacrifice things for you because they love you that much. I like how there's no justification. There's a quote when I was reading something in school, they're like, love is madness. Like that kind of love, like platonic and romantic love, I think it's madness because
Platonic love is like friendship love.
but sometimes it could turn into some deadly things.
That's true. That's a good point.
Exactly. And they become very scary people. Like you go out with someone else and they'll be like, oh, you went out with them, but you didn't go out with me? Like okay, listen, I have other friends too. I mean, I love you too, but I love them also. Like, I have to share the love, and then they kill you in your sleep and you don't know.
I would say platonic for sure, without a doubt. Because the love that my mom, the love that my dad gives me is something that I could never live without. Absolutely not. Like I could not, the way my brother loves me, the way my sister loves me, that's something, the way my family loves me, I can't do without that. There's no way. I would die in 2 seconds. I would end my life, I promise you. I'm saying that on camera. Yes.
you're less likely to allow people to treat you badly or treat you like you're not worth something. And when you love yourself, there's less of that insecurity, there's less hatred, and so you're more willing to give love to other people. Because if you're sitting there and you're like insecure, you're like not happy with yourself and everything like that, it can be harder to give love to other people because then you're like low-key jealous of them, or you're low-key like, but they don't do this for me, or you kind of put your happiness in somebody else and you expect them to provide everything when really that's something that has to come from within. It takes a lot of work, but it definitely is important. Once you love yourself, then it's easier to like distribute the love and send it out to everyone else.
Who would you say has loved you the most?
My mom.
My mom.
My dad. Because at the end of the day, he does more things for me than my mom does, because my mom is very insane. Because she's unhappy with the life choices she made, that she puts it on other people and her own kids.
Like, she's always there for me no matter what I want to do or what I need to do. She has my best interests. She's always helped me and made sure I could be the best where I need to be and want to be and can be.
Like, he gives me that love, like not even support, but also love. We sit down and have conversations. He like go out his way to do things for me because he loves me like that. I mean, not saying my mom wouldn't do that, but she's a whole other story. But yeah, I would say my dad loves me the most, and God. But you know, he didn't leave, because most people I know, their fathers aren't in their life, and he didn't decide to do that. My mom was the one who took me. I didn't want to go. He didn't want me to go, but I had to go. So, I mean, I'll have it for a reason.
Because she's been with me the most. When somebody in your life that long, like I said, consistency and just caring about another, because when I really think about it, when you have a baby, I'm gonna go into this whole spiel real quick. When you have a baby, you don't get a manual, you don't get instructions, you don't get this automatic, oh, I'm a parent now, I'm a mom, I gotta do everything for this child. That is a decision you gotta make. That's a decision you make every day, day-to-day basis. And to me, that is love right there. And that's why I get my definition of love, because my mom and my dad make a day-to-day decision basis. They don't have to do that. They don't have to be parents. They don't have to be good parents. They don't. You know, I could raise myself. That's, people do it. People do it. But they make the choice every day. Every day they make that choice to say, yo, like, I'm not gonna buy something for myself. I'm gonna feed this human next to me. Because I'm a human and they're a human.
They make sacrifices.
They make sacrifices. That's the only bond we share, is that, oh, I came out of her. I'm not her obligation, but you know, she makes me her obligation.
Been traveling these wide roads for so long.
Loving someone.
My heart's been
Loving and being in love.
Like, do you even think there's
Oh yeah, there's definitely a difference.
You want to see them happy,
miles gone.
and you want the best for them.
I actually thought about this. So you can love someone and still do a whole bunch of fucked up stuff to them.
I think when you love someone, that's like the pure, just being happy for them.
Being in love is just like, I like everything about you.
My darkness,
Well, you think you like everything about them, but like, did they show you all of them?
But when you're in love with someone, that's more
surrender to the good
crushing,
Lord.
and or like
In a
you
white
love them in a romantic way.
I'm in love with you for me.
to your river.
But I think if you're in love, like, they're basically the definition of love to you. And it's so pure that you wouldn't mess it up.
Take me to your river.
Is, again, caring for them, you know, actually, like, you know, incorporating your feelings with their feelings and just recognizing them in a daily, like a daily basis, second to second, minute to minute, like what I said, hour to hour basis. Being in love with somebody is,
As a man
to me,
with
it's to me, in love is romance. When it comes to being in love, it has to do with romance. It's no longer platonic. I definitely believe to be in love, you're so sure, because as humans we are very uncertain about everything in life.
For anything, because you're in love with them. Like, they are it. When you think of love, that's it. They're love to you. But if you just love that person, you can still be like, oh, I love her or I love him, but I'll still cheat, but I love you. And you can still break up with someone, but you always love that person. You're just not in love with them anymore, and that's why it's gone. It's like love, I think, is like the surface, and in love is deeper.
Even our own existence, even our own purpose, we're uncertain about everything. Our own God, the universe, things we don't know. Being in love with somebody is finally not being uncertain, like straight up being completely and utterly sure that that person, you can't do without them.
So, yeah, I think that's the difference.
Wanna know, wanna know, wanna know. Wanna go, wanna go, wanna go.
I don't know what love is.
How do you know it's love and not? How do you know you're in love and not on a crush vibe, on a or infatuated or lust, or you have lust towards them?
Love is very patient, whereas with infatuation, like you feel like you need it right now.
I can't answer that for everybody. Personally, I've never been in love.
Let's start off with infatuation. I need to know what you're doing every 2 seconds. I see them walking, I'm like, oh my God, there he is. I need to know what your schedule is. I need to know who you're talking to. But I'm not gonna talk to you. But I just need to know what you're doing. Like, I just can't bring myself to it.
Infatuation, I don't think you really know that person. You're just interested and you're intrigued by them. But when you love them, you know them. I think infatuation, you kind of have like this like preconceived idea of who this person is. So you're like, oh, I love them, but you're just like, you like the idea and you just do a whole bunch of bullshit that's like, but they don't even care about you and you don't even know that because you're not in love with them.
And the reason is because you just feel like it's gonna go away, because you know, it's gonna go away as fast as it happened. Like love is something that builds over time, whereas infatuation is just out of nowhere.
I've had crushes. I've had a lust for somebody. And I can say that for the lust thing, you know in yourself that you're really and truly with that person, because if you depend on that person's body to please you rather than them themselves or just being with them and spending time with them, then you know what you're doing.
If I do this to one of my friends, like, you know, I need to know what you're doing because I know my kind of friend, and I know if she does something and she goes somewhere, I need to know what she's doing because she's gonna end up doing some bad shit. Because I care for her, because I love her, and I don't want her to do the wrong thing. Like, it's that kind of difference. That's how I know. Like, I'm not infatuated with my friend, but like, I mean, I could be. Like, for someone, like, if I look up to you that much, like, if I see a really pretty girl, I'm like, dang, she's really pretty. Like, I want to get to know her, but then, like, I just want to be her. That's infatuation and obsession. But if I love you, I need to know what you're doing, how you feel. Okay. I don't care if you're ugly or pretty either. If I love you and I care about you, then that's the difference.
Infatuation, you more love the idea of somebody versus actually loving that person for who they are. So just as infatuation happens really fast, like it can die really fast. Like you can find out one thing about somebody that you're infatuated with and you're done. Versus if you actually love them, you find out about their flaws and everything, but you still love them. It's like with infatuation, distance between you guys would kill it. It will make you get over it, versus with love, distance makes it stronger. And with infatuation, you're more likely to get jealous. Like there's a lot more jealousy, versus with love, there's a lot more patience and understanding.
You know, after a while, you can't deny it. You can't deny it no more. And with infatuation or just like being attracted to somebody's looks, you know, again, at one point you're gonna realize, because that person's gonna do something stupid. That person's gonna do something so effing stupid, and you're gonna get so upset. But if you're in love with them, you accept it and you move on. Now, any other feelings that you feel for somebody, once they do something stupid, you're not gonna be able to let it go. You're not gonna be able to let it go no matter what. So my answer to that question is, how do you know the difference? There's a certain point that you can't be in denial no more. And the other feelings are gonna show up sometime, and you're gonna be like, damn, I really only like her for sex. Or like him for sex. Only like her because how she looks, how she gives me that rep. How she gives me that rep with the boys. How that guy gives me rep with that girl. I can post up with him. He's sitting on tall. I can hug up that boy on Twitter. That type of stuff, like, you realize after a while, like, you're like, damn, like, that's all I really would like them for. And that's about it. And love, to me, I do think being in love, maybe it takes a second, because you're in denial about that too. But you're certain about it. So, I mean, you're in denial about being in love, but you're so certain that's the person. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. It's
Oh, I
confusing.
understand what you're saying. Like when you're infatuated, you're like, yeah, that's what's up. But when
Yeah.
you're in love, you're just like,
Yeah, am I in love? But then going back to my certainty point, you're certain that's the person. You certain that you have so much feeling out for them, but at the same time, you don't know if you're in love. Cause in love is like, that's being in love is something that you hear of in fairy tales.
Do it, though it shocks him, I know.
Oh, wait, give me a
Why ask if Cher do it?
Ooh. Let's see.
English songs do it.
Damn.
Go fishing.
That's the hardest question in this bitch.
I don't love myself. But what do I like about myself? This is a hard question. Oh my god. The last question is the hardest. I don't know. I love that sometimes, I guess I do this. I don't know if some people tell me that I do this, but every time I'm with someone, I make them feel like happy. Like I don't make anyone feel bad about themselves or anything. I always make them laugh or smile because I'm always laughing and smiling and I don't like to see anyone down or whatever. I guess I like that about myself. I love that.
My sense of humor, I guess. But I find like terrible things funny. Cause like, I don't know, you don't want to be sad all the time. It's nice to know that like you think that's funny and you can like think terrible things in your life can just be funny.
oh, you mean like being able to look back and laugh
Yeah,
at it?
like just being able to laugh at like everything that happens. Cause if you can't, that's kind of depressing. So, yeah, I like that I don't take things so serious, or I try not to. Cause it's just,
Too much.
it's too much, and we're not here that long to be taking everything so serious. Like,
The one thing. Okay, the first thing I thought of, physical wise, was my dimple. Sorry, I love my dimple. And I think personality wise, I know you said one thing, but I'm gonna do two. But I guess personality wise is just that I love that I have a very strong ability to love others. I'm very empathetic, so I care about people a lot, and that's something that I love about myself, because that means that when it comes to friendships or relationships, future family and everything, that I'm gonna like give my heart and actually like really care about these people.
What I love most about myself is the way I speak to people. I speak with understanding, and yeah.
Is that it?
That's about it.
you can't live a loveless life.